Okay, so let's talk about this report that Clio just released, the 2019 Legal Trends Report. I did a video last week about some of the numbers behind the test that they did. What Clio did is they emailed 1,000 law firms and reported their findings in terms of responsiveness, and they called 500 law firms and reported, again, the responsiveness of those law firms. To sum it up here real quickly, this is what they found. Out of the 1,000 phone call inquiries that they made to law firms about potential services, a staggering 60% of law firms did not respond to emails at all. Clio put together criteria that ranks the responses from excellent, good, adequate, and unsatisfactory. 0.5% of law firms made the excellent category, and only 5% made the good category. Out of the 500 phone calls that they made, 56% of law firms answered the calls, 39% of the calls went to voicemail, of which 57% did not return the call within 72 hours, and 5% of our calls went unanswered. They did the same thing. They have a criteria outlined: excellent, good, adequate, unsatisfactory. 7% made excellent, and 9% made the good category. So here's what I see, guys. I see a huge opportunity for your law firm to do a few key things just a little bit differently on the customer service side to give you almost an unfair advantage over your competition. So what I'm going to show you right now is a scorecard that we put together a long time ago, the client experience analysis. Now, while we deal in accounting, tax, and cash management, there are a lot of things that happen in your firm that can translate to numbers. And while I am not an expert, I don't claim to be an expert on any of this, it is an area where I am personally passionate because I know the major effects that having a client experience can provide for your law firm. So first of all, let's define, what exactly do I mean by a client experience? A client experience is appealing to the senses of your potential clients, of your prospects. It is what they hear, what they see, how you make them feel, even how your office smells when you walk into it, and what they observe. It is a full experience. If you guys have ever heard of the Disney experience, or you've ever been on a Disney property or to Disney World, Disneyland, any of that, you will know that it is an experience. They take you and submerge you into this magical journey, and there's a lot of work that goes into that. I had the pleasure of hearing a gentleman speak who used to oversee all of the Disney resorts, and he would tell us these things like the unfathomable amount of money that Disney spends to keep bugs off of their property. And it's something that you wouldn't even notice. You don't know, you're not going to proactively notice that you didn't get bit by a mosquito for the week you were at a Disney resort. No. But if you did get bit, you definitely notice. But it's the small attention to detail things that makes the Disney experience. So think about that when we start to go over this. So let's take a look at this sheet. First of all, there are 3 different phases, if you will, of the client experience. The first being before. This is what your potential client sees before they even call you, or before they even visit you. So this could be the marketing that you're putting out there, the message that you're putting out there. For lawyers, I just had a discussion actually in one of our video interviews, and we talked about how lawyers have this unspoken standard of wearing a nice suit and being, strong and confident. And what that does actually to prospects and clients is it intimidates them, not on purpose, but that's how they're perceiving it. So making sure that what you're putting out into the world is being perceived in the way that you want it to be perceived. Your prospects have to feel like they can approach you as a human being and not feel intimidated. And you're not overwhelming them with legal jargon, but you're speaking to them where they are at. So really dissecting where your prospects are at mentally and what they need to hear. Because 9 times out of 10, when your prospects are coming to you, they don't really know exactly what help they need. So marketing the exact help that you offer people, if they're not going to receive that, it's ineffective and also over their heads. So immediately the image that they're getting from you before they even call your office is that they're way out of their league. So that's the before. Now the second phase is the during. This is the initial contact to engage them in services. It starts the during process of your client's experience, and it goes all the way until the services are finished. So how they interact with your staff, the communication that's going back and forth, how you're communicating, how you treat them, what they feel. Again, appealing to all of their senses, especially when they walk in your office. Is your office clean, well put together, not too fancy, because again, you don't want to make them feel, overwhelmed or intimidated. And, they walk in and they see marble floors and gold trim mirrors and they're like, oh, my pocketbook, ouch. Okay, we want to appeal to them as, they're another human and let's not overdo it. So the final phase after within the client experience is one that a lot of people miss, all business owners alike. The after is the experience your clients get even after services are completed. Are you reaching out to people that you have already served and you're done serving them? Are you keeping in touch with them via email, newsletter, phone call, whatever it may be? Don't miss out on the potential referral opportunity and future business opportunity of continuing to stay in contact with your past clients. Get those emails, send out a monthly newsletter, make it actually fun, not legal and jargony and boring so that they're going to unsubscribe. So the purpose of this experience analysis card is to basically look at each section, and it's more or less a grading scale. So ideally, your firm would reflect the section that's all the way to the right here on my screen. So let's start from the top. We're in the before phase. We've got target market, prospect generation, and prospect nurturing. So for example, if you look at target market, we've got 4 options for all of these. Target market, it says you target everyone and their mother, taking all you can get and blanketing the market. This is what new businesses typically tend to do. They cast a net, and whoever bites even a little bit, they hop on them. The second one is you focus marketing efforts on whoever is hot or trending right now. So you're following some type of pattern or swing or seasonality, but it's always moving. It's like a moving target. The third one is you look at how to generate revenues from your current client base, offering them new services. So we're getting a little bit more focused, right? And the ideal one over here all the way to the right is you dominate a specific target market focused on the most profitable clients. So again, the way this scorecard works is you circle which one most reflects your firm, and you can see where you are at in the grading scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, and it makes it a little bit more clear what you can be working towards. So in terms of target market, hone in on exactly who your target market is. Find out where they're at, who they are, their age groups, their commonalities. I even heard someone go so far as to say what types of perfumes they wear. I don't know how you find that out. I have no idea. But you can get really granular about learning more about your target market so that you can be very intentional about how you speak to them in your marketing material and how you make them feel before they ever even call your office. The second one is prospect generation. So either you have not found a way to generate new leads and use the slot machine approach, you focus on broadening, branding and putting information out there to your target market to build awareness. Good. You could generally always have enough new clients to keep you busy every year. And ideally, you can generate new prospects predictably, know how and exactly how much it costs you to get a new client, and you have a vending machine. So let me explain what that means to you. In marketing, there is a slot machine method and a vending machine method. Most people, when they go out to marketing, they are just tossing money into Facebook ads, into LinkedIn ads, into radio, into billboards. They're just chucking money left and right and not tracking what's actually working. We call this the slot machine method. You're just putting money in and you're just hoping like, come on, let me just get the home run. Mama, let's go. But What you want to work towards is finding your vending machine marketing strategy. What that means is you test a few areas, you monitor the results, you tweak, you test, you tweak, you test, you find a marketing method that can produce for you and get so good at it to the point where you can say confidently, if I pour $1,000 into my vending machine, I'm going to get $12,000 in new work out of it. So making sure that you're focusing on finding your vending machine strategy. And the last one in the before phase is prospect nurturing. So even if someone has identified themselves virtually as a prospect, not just forgetting about them when they don't call you right away. So you could be in a situation where prospects who aren't ready to buy now fall through the cracks and you have no strategic follow through. Or you could stay in contact over time, but there's no strategy behind how you're doing it. You don't have any processes, procedures in place. Or you could have a nurturing strategy, but it's unpredictable as to how long before a prospect becomes a customer. Now, ideally, you want to have a nurturing system that allows you to easily predict how many prospects you convert and how long it will take. So again, it's going to be a byproduct of your vending machine. So let's get into the during. While a client is engaging in services with your firm, the client experience consists from the time they convert into an actual client, the results that you deliver them, and the post-service. So prospect conversion, either you wait for the prospect to take the initiative and spring into action once they do so. You consistently check in with them, with your prospects, to see if there's anything you can do to help. I know some people do that. You send them an email once a week or something. Hey, are you still out there? Did you still need services? If not, it's okay. We're here. Or you could have a sales approach to overcoming objections and to close prospects right now. But ideally, you want to get to the point to where you continually make specific offers to your prospects as they become ready, taking the leadership role in the next steps. So as opposed to just sitting back and either doing nothing or kind of being, oh, yeah, oh, maybe no, you good, no, being very strategic with, hey, this is what services we're offering. These are your next steps. If you are really passionate about getting that result that you're looking for in this situation, we are here to help. And this is what you'll need to do to get started. Second part of the during phase is delivering dream results. So you've all probably heard the saying, under promise and over deliver. It is so true, and it makes such a world of difference. And so often, and I say we because I've been guilty of it too, and it is not just lawyers and law firms, but so often we have to justify our prices and we just want to get people on. So we start making all of these promises and reassurances and guarantees, so much so that we don't live up to them, which is even more devastating than at least meeting the expectation. But when you set the expectation and you exceed it, wonderful things happen. People start to go tell everyone about this amazing experience that they had with you, and now you start to get referrals. So delivering dream results. You're either unable to predictably get consistent results for clients, or you're able to get some results for your clients, but the process and experience may be a little inconsistent. One thing you're going to see with almost all of these items are processes and procedures, which mean you have them written down to where someone can sit in a chair, look at your processes and procedures, and produce a consistent result. Okay, you could also be confident that most of your clients will have a satisfying experience with your product or service. Or ideally, you have a unique and consistent process that delivers dream results for clients every single time, and you make sure of it. That makes for a really good client experience. All right, let's talk post-service. Either once a transaction is made, you move on with no additional services offered, no testimonial requests, or you talk a little about other services and referrals, but there's no strategy to your approach. Or you consistently upsell and ask for future business and referrals, but ideally, each client relationship leads to future services and sets the stage for a lifetime relationship. The thing about referrals is all you got to do is ask. A lot of people miss out on potential business because they just don't ask. So incorporating this proactive offering and request at the end of all of your engagements with your clients can really, really produce and is often overlooked. So let's talk about the after. The after consists of customer nurturing and referral generator. So either with customer nourishing, either you do not have a database of your clients and don't know much about them, or you have an idea of who your clients are and have a record of them, but the records are unorganized and incomplete. So if you have a software, a CRM, but you're not using it, you generally ask for relevant information to gain insight into who your clients are and keep them in the database, or ideally, you continually evolve or evaluate who your clients are and maximize your return on relationship. So getting to know who your customers are, which in turn you can incorporate into the before process of your target market and learn more about how to really focus your marketing efforts. And then the final piece of this analysis, referral generator. Either you don't ask for referrals at all, or maybe you stay in touch with clients via a business Facebook page or other passive strategies, or you focus on referrals with a strategic follow-up process and directly engage and incentivize your clients. But ideally, you proactively monitor your referral systems to create and measure referrals every month like clockwork. I often say, and you'll see it out there on our social media, you cannot measure what you cannot see. Now, based on the measurements from Clio's 2019 Legal Trends Report, this right here is a certain opportunity for anyone who decides to put a little bit of focus, energy, time, create the processes, really consider not what you want people to feel, but how you invoke those feelings based on where they're at, all the way from before they ever set foot into your office to the time they get into your office. And don't forget about, even when they're done with services, find a way to keep in touch. And a lot of this has to do with gathering the information and analyzing it and applying what the data is telling you to your processes and procedures. So thanks for joining us for this. This is such an important area. I really hope that some of you take it seriously. 90% of people who hear information like this do not act on it. Be part of the 10%. See you guys next time.